Let's talk about one of the more difficult and time-consuming missions I've done so far in DMZ, which is the Pathfinder faction mission for White Lotus. And if you're interested in more DMZ tips, tricks, and guides, make sure to sub to the channel and check the link in the description for the Discord server. Try to build out a DMZ community where we can help each other do missions and play together. But let's start up with this mission, which has 3 steps. Step 1 is to loot the GPS tracker from the dumpster dead drop near Said City Mall. Step 2 is to travel to every POI while carrying this GPS tracker in one deployment. And step 3 is to extract the GPS tracker. Now we will get into why I said this is one of the hardest, most time-consuming missions when we get to the next step. But for step number 1, all you have to do is go get the GPS tracker from the dumpster dead drop near the Said City Mall. So this is the same dumpster dead drop that you had to use for the, I believe it was Medical Mule faction mission, where you had to drop things that were like north or northeast of Al Samam Cemetery. So this is the same dead drop that is right outside the mall by the parking garage up against the wall. I'll put a picture on screen obviously so you can see what I'm talking about. But what you have to do is go to this dead drop, open it up. As long as you have this mission on and selected, you will see the GPS tracker inside the dead drop. Then you go to step 2, which is, like I said, the hardest and most challenging and time consuming part of this, which is you have to go to every POI on the map while having this GPS tracker in one deployment, right? So you have to go to all 17 POIs once after you get the GPS tracker. So as soon as you pick it up, you will mark off 1 because you'll be in Said City, but then you have to go to all 16 other ones. I would say the easiest way to do this is to get a heli and obviously fly around to the POIs, because you can just fly above them and it'll count. But for my squad, what we found is we tried getting a heli, I think 3 separate times, and you pretty much get shot down by like AI, or, you know, anytime you try to land or whatever you need to do. Like, we would get the heli, try to land to pick up the GPS tracker. Our heli would just get absolutely melted by AI or even other players. So helis just seem to blow up way too fast in this game. So we found the easiest way to do this was to get the GPS tracker, find a vehicle, and then when we ended up actually completing this mission, as you'll be able to see on screen throughout this video, we used a boat to go around the southern outskirts of the map and hit those POIs, and then we went up the river and got off towards the middle of the map and then found the vehicle and kind of drove through the rest of them. That was what we found worked for us, because when we tried the heli, we died, I believe it was one or two times. So helis definitely seem to get shot down too easy. So I kind of recommend using a car, especially if you can find a Hummer EV, because it's so quick. Plus, there are plenty of gas stations around the map, so if you need to fuel up or recharge or fix any damage, you could very easily do that in a car. It's much easier than trying to land a helicopter at a gas station, which usually has AI at it, which is going to shoot you. And if you're landing to repair a heli, you're probably just going to get blown up in the process. So I do recommend doing this in a land vehicle or a boat if you want to do some of it like me and my squad did. But I do think a car is a much better option than a heli based on my experience. And then last but not least, you do have to extract with the GPS tracker. So after you go to all 17 POIs, you have to extract without dying. You have to keep this GPS tracker on you. Don't drop it, don't sell it, don't die. Obviously, that's, you know, worst case scenario, but you do have to extract with a tracker, which is straightforward, but you know, it has a money value. I believe it's worth like 3,000. So don't sell this once you complete this. You do need this GPS tracker to extract with it. Overall, number 1 tip I can really give you, other than to, you know, use a land vehicle, is try to plan out your approach to going through all the POIs. So you're going to have to start at Said City, obviously, which is kind of in the middle western portion of the map. And then kind of plan out where you want to go from there based on where your extract would be. So the way we kind of did it was we had Said City, then we went along the south side of the map, kind of cut through the middle and got all those southern middle portion. And then we went up the left and back through towards Al Mazrah City, because that's where our last extract was going to be. So sort of try to plan your route a little bit when you first get into the game. Look at your map, see where your extract locations are, and sort of plan that out, because if you end up finishing, let's say at Al Mazrah City as your last POI, and your closest extract is like halfway across the map, that's just going to be annoying. And not only is it annoying, but you're also risking dying with the GPS tracker on you and having to redo this mission. So try to pick a somewhat of a smart path that matches with your extract point. And yeah, overall, I thought this mission was interesting. It was kind of cool, and it was definitely nerve-wracking, because anytime you got into a fight or you got near enemy players, you were definitely worried about dying, because you don't want to go to all 17 POIs and die. But hopefully this guide helped you out. If it did, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video.